importation of many of the goods consumed locally and to provide jobs for the youth. I'm sure recently we have heard Ghana Union of, what's the name? It's Bhutan, of Traders Association embarking on a strike, closing their stores. And that is actually affecting the economy. Why? Because we are relying mostly on goods from outside, importation every now and then. And you know, those things are competing seriously with the product that we produce in Ghana here. One way or the other, they affect the economy badly. And so this is a good call from the president, strongly supported by Darsfoundation. Now, he said though it was impossible for the state to return to the days when it set up factories that manufactured a range of things, including nail, shoe, cement, bricks, beer, and grain of food. He said it was incumbent on African governments, and especially Ghana, to support their private sector to grow in order to give meaning to the accolade given to the continent as the rising star. Darsfoundation urges the government to provide the necessary policy intervention that will stimulate financial institutions to extend credit to build entrepreneurs to start their businesses and existing industrialization to expand. Now, most African countries, including Ghana, now know that if they want to keep the spark, to keep the promise that we have been experiencing as of late, it is up to them to shoulder the heavy task of creating an enabling environment in which African private enterprises can not only grow, but thrive. Now, last year, as several African states topped the list of world's fastest growing economies, Africa Rising, I couldn't help but suspect that there was more to it than meets the eye. That if we were to stay on top, there were certain fundamental questions that needed to be answered. The present arrangement in which productive sector competes with the buy and sell people for credit does not augur well for the kind of catalyst that we want industrialists to provide to change the structure of the economy from the mass consumption of imported items to the production of locally made goods or items. Now, the challenges that confront us in the task of changing the country are legion or are many, but with the determination to make our destiny, to take our destiny in our own hands, we shall be there. President Mahama was encouraged by the fact that the new rising African entrepreneurial class was taking full advantage of modern technology, including information technology. He said new entrepreneurs were creating new paradigms, one that are focusing the entire world to stand up and take notice. Now, this class is building new types of businesses for themselves and redefining sectors. Even so, African private entrepreneurs, including Ghana, are still treated with suspicion. They have not completely escaped having to contend with foreign importations and state domination. They must still cope with heavy bureaucracy and corruption. Entrepreneurship is a means of development of ourselves into self-reliance and self-sufficiency. And for African countries, including Ghana, to experience real growth, they must play a leading role in their own development. It was for this reason that the government of Ghana is implementing a number of programs and projects to promote entrepreneurship, especially among the youth, in order to tap into their enthusiasm and creativity. We urge everybody to make the campaign to buy made in Ghana goods a success, to create jobs and wealth for our people. The benefits of such a campaign are to everybody's advantage. Thank God the President has set the agenda for self-development, self-reliance, and self-sufficiency. This is a sacrifice we must make to be at where we want this country to be, and all must support the campaign for Made in Ghana goods. However, Darsfoundation is currently supporting the following rural enterprises: shea butter extraction and industries. That will be for cream, soap, and cosmetic products. Then black soap and herbal products. Herbal essential oil. That will include moringa and then neem, also to be used for cream, soap, and cosmetic products. Then another area is moringa, honey, and xylopia production. Another area will also include mushroom and snail production. We also have other areas such as food and beverage and agro-processing. Now the fruits will include pineapple, mango, citrus, and papaya. And then the vegetables will include pepper, Korean sweet pepper, chili, and hot pepper, garden eggs, turia, marrow, and carrots. And then the food production area will include gari, dough, and then starch. Darsfoundation is providing business development services, agro microcredit to developing rural enterprise projects, drafting of business proposals, and market search for purchase of produce within and outside Ghana. Ghana, the African black star, is rising again. It is time for you to seize business opportunities offered by Ghana now. Select the best business ideas, invest and start a business in Ghana and make profits. You can make profits by building profitable businesses in Ghana with any amount from less than 1,000 Ghana cedis, that's 10 million old Ghana, to more than 100,000 Ghana cedis. Ghana's economy is taking off. Ghana is not only becoming mature politically, but as well economically. Ghana is not only joining the club of oil producers, but as well, it is joining the group of middle-income countries. So be part of the Ghana success story. Invest now in Ghana in sectors with highest return on investment. So that is the call for today's gathering, that we should invest. And Darsfoundation, I believe, is ready to help. They have initiatives that will help us as farmers. And as NADMO, particularly, we are interested in economically empowering people in the communities, because we fall on these people to help us do our work. Our main focus as NADMO, disaster managers, is to ensure that we minimize or do away with disasters. How do we do this? We cannot do this, being in our office, but we collaborate with those on the field or in the various communities. We put them into groups we call DVGs, disaster volunteer groups. And then these groups then feed us information. In case of any disaster or any emergency, they quickly call us and then we can respond, bringing on board all the necessary or the agencies that we need to work together. Now, we can't just form such groups and leave them to their fate. One thing we do to motivate them is to ensure that we get them some economic projects. If they are into farming, if they are into gari processing, whatever project they are into, we try to bring them together and then find means of getting them engaged economically. Once they are happy and they are motivated, then they'll be willing to work with us. They'll be willing to even fight disaster when we are not there. And Darsfoundation, the activities of Darsfoundation is exactly in line with what we want to be doing with our DVGs or our community groups. And so as farmers in the various communities in this area, I encourage that you should be enthusiastic, you should be ready to join Darsfoundation to make the future a brighter one. Thank you very much.